Hello friends, welcome back to our CCNA 200-301 series. Today is video number 86. In video number 86, we are going to discuss about automation part 2. We will have automation part 1, part 2. I am trying to create part 3, part 4 like this, or we will see the title later. Whatever in first video, that is part 1, we discuss about the what is automation and what is the use of automation. We just discuss a small thing about the automation. So now we are going to discuss about some more detail, and we are going to have more and more in coming videos. Okay. So as we know, to do the automation we need to know some languages like Python, and so many different languages we are going to use. So whatever present in our syllabus we are going to discuss. As per our student request, I am going to show some labs also. Generally we don't have lab, we have more theory for the CCNA. Only small thing we have, but anyhow I am going to show you Python, how to install Python, how to do configuration, like how to write code. But we are going to discuss a small thing, as our most of the students are requesting to finish the syllabus as soon as possible. So anyhow we will see what we can do, and for the guys who are interested in programming like Python or anything, I am going to teach them also, no issue. And very soon I am going to launch a series, Python for Network Engineer. In that we are going to learn how we can write the codes and how we can do the automation in our network. Okay, so let's start here. Python for Network Engineer, this is theory we need to discuss as we have in our syllabus. What we can say, it is very easy to use and it is easy to learn, human readable, open source, can be installed in all the operating system. Most of the popular operating system we can install the Python, and it is very easy to understand, and it is open source, means no need to pay anything. Just you can download, and easy to find sample code. Means in some other programming language maybe you need to write the code from the scratch, from the new blank page, but Python already many guys wrote the code. Whenever we are planning for any automation, we need to search the code and make the modification as per our requirement. Okay, so we can say in for Python we have many codes already written. We have library, we can include that code and make modification as per our requirement. And it is a open source, means no need to pay, free, it is available and easy to learn. Many guys are teaching in YouTube as well as in many places, and many guys are giving classes also, you can take, or I am also going to launch the class very soon. So it is we can say Python is a programming language. It is necessary in the coming days. Everyone need to learn this, because after few years we are going to get everything automation. So we are not going to use CLI, we are going to use automation codes script in coming days. Okay, so it is open standard, easy to use, and ready-made codes are available, we can take and modify. Let me show you some Python thing. I already installed actually. If you like, let me show you the Python setup file and how we install. Let me check. I already installed. You can check. See, this is a setup of the Python. Whoever interested, they can install. Actually I installed already, that's why it is giving modify or repair or install. You can download Python 3.8.2 64 setup, and now latest is available 3.9.2, I think. Whatever is latest is present, you can click and there is option you need to check, so it will install in our command prompt also. Okay, so when you do, you will have the language. Let me open and show you the Python, how it look. Okay, so see here, this is a Python. Let me cancel this. Are you sure? Yeah, see, like this we will have the Python 3.2. Whatever Python are installed, it will look like this. And if you need example, you can type here help to get the help. Let me write like this. Actually we don't have in our syllabus the practical or lab like this. Only we need to have the theoretical knowledge. And also where you can write in the CMD, in the command also, command prompt. Let me show here, let me minimize this. Here also you can run the Python also. So what I already installed, so I write I Python. when I wrote IPython, it will come like this. Okay, so this is IPython. We can do here like we can use as a calculator, like if you want to write phi space plus space phi is equal to, see, output is coming as a 10. So when I am adding two integer, we are getting the output. Same thing we can do, phi minus phi is equal to 0, and we can assign a is equal to like this. We have the same like we do in the C language. So we have a like this. If you want to print, we can write print and like this bracket, and inside the bracket you will write the value a. So you will let me write, I wrote the syntax error, I mean print, actually we need to write print, then a, then like this, and write enter. So whatever value is assigned in a, it is printing. Okay, so this is IPython, and it is with a color, so easy to understand and attractive. That's why we use this one also. So let me do one more example. I will assign b is equal to, I can write 8. Okay, then I can write c is equal to a plus b. We are going to learn this one in Python series, but now as a sample I am saying, if I want to print what is present inside the value c, I can write print like this, c, enter. So it will give when we plus a and b, a value is 10 and b value is 8. If we add, here I added and I store the value of a and b in the c, and then when I put print c, it is giving the value 18. Okay, so this is just basic. We are going to learn more thing how we can write the telnet code, so we can telnet our routers and switches in GNS3 or EVNG in the coming videos. Actually we don't have in our syllabus in detail. We need to know how the syntax, because in exam also you are getting the syntax. They will give 4 types of syntax. They will ask which one is correct syntax for JSON and Python, like this. But anyhow, many guys are interested, so I will try to cover some more labs in this one. After that we will do separate series, that is Python for network engineer. In that one we are going to discuss. Okay, so I will close this one. So this one is okay, and then we have get is a version control. So this is a theory you need to remember. We have get is a version control for track change in the source code and the file. So like we have multiple file. Let me make zoom in. Maybe it is small, not visible for many guys. So let me make zoom. Maybe now it is okay, right? Now I think this is good. So if you see here, get is a version control. Like we have version 1, version 2. Whenever you are creating any file in the Word file or Notepad or anywhere, you will write, when we are updating, we will write version 1 and today date, version 2 and the whatever date we done. We are doing generally in normal file. Same thing when we are developing a code, we need something to control the version. So we are using get is a version control system for tracking the changes in the source code and files. It is typically used for the software development. Also it provides the version control for any types of file. So we are going to use this one. And we have GitHub. GitHub is a Git repository hosting services which add many own feature. Means this is like same like this, but it has extra features. And repository, we know that public or private. We can have a public means everyone can access. Private means only the authorized person can access. It can be copied between the user also. And let's see what is the difference between Git and GitHub. Okay, so if you see here, let me move this here. See, if you see here, what is the difference between the Git and GitHub? It is a software. You can say this is a software, and if you go for the other thing, it is a service. So this you can remember in a multiple choice in the exam you are getting some points, so you need to know the difference also. It is a software, it is a service, it is installed locally on the system, it is hosted on the website, it is a command line tool, it is graphical interface, and it is a tool to manage different version of edit or made. And whereas it is a repository, and it provide the functionality like version control system. Here we have same thing plus extra features. So now just you remember example, if you use GitHub, Git and GitHub, what you will have the advantage. If you are writing some code, the code is very big, you are working with a team, many guys are working on the same code, many guys are working on the same code, and everyone want to do the what we can say update the code. It is difficult, right? If you want to update the code same time, it is difficult. One guy can also only work in one file, but with the help of GitHub we can have multiple users working on the same code, and later we can mix with the help of GitHub all the code we can integrate. So that is the advantage of GitHub. Okay, then if we see CI CD, that is CI stands for continuous integration and CD stands for continuous delivery or continuous development. CI CD is a set of operation principle practice that enable the application development team to deliver a code changes more frequently and reliable. Okay, and after that we have data serialization. We have three format data serialization format, that is XML, JSON, YAML. So we are going to learn these three syntax. First of all, we will discuss what is data serialization. Data serialization is a process of converting structured data to a formatted that allows sharing or storing of the data in the form that allow recovery back its original structure. Means data serialization is a process where we can convert from one format to another format. Which format? Example, from the object oriented format we are converting into binary format, so we can store in the hard disk or we can store any place. So we are saying we can store in any place and then we can recover also the original structure. Means whenever we want to save any file, we are converting that file into a from object oriented to the data format, that is binary form, and storing, and later we can convert from binary to original form like that. Okay, and it allow the transfer of data between the different system, application, and languages. Data format are mostly interchangeable. Means like we have three format: XML, JSON, YAML. It is not necessary we need to use JSON only or YAML only or XML, depending upon our requirement and depending upon our system configuration which is suitable, we are going to use that one. Okay, now we need to know both like all these three: XML, JSON, YAML. So what we can say, this all are human as well as machine readable plain text data encoding format. So you need to remember human readable as well as machine readable, both readable this format. Which one used to depend upon supporting the system and easy to use. So with the help of this one we can easily make the changes, and we are going to use this in our programming. Like JSON we can use in the Python, and XML we will use depending upon that requirement. So it is easy, like machine and human readable both can understand with this one. So we have JSON. JSON stands for JavaScript Object Notation. You need to remember the full form and some points here, because in the CCNP exam you will have like JSON use dash APIs. So you need to write RESTful API. We have many questions like this. Okay, so now JSON is stands for JavaScript Object Notation, and easy for human readable to read and write. JSON is a standard text-based format for representing structured database on the JSON syntax. It is commonly used for transmitting data from server to client, and it is used RESTful API oftenly used by JSON. So JSON is using RESTful API. Okay, and if you see JSON data type, we have different data type used in JSON. That is, one is object, one is array, number, string, null, boolean. Okay, so we are going to discuss in detail this all. So let me go here. First we will see object. So what is object? An object is an unordered collection of key or value. Means it is not order. Randomly we can collect the value or like key or values pair. It is surrounded by a curly bracket. Curly bracket means like this. What we can say, like this bracket. When we are opening and closing, we need to write in between the JSON. And key must be string, means key must be string, means this one I am saying this should be in a string, and the value must be valid JSON data type. So whenever you want to write JSON, first of all you need to write or do open bracket, like curly bracket open. Let me do here and show you also. Whenever you want to write the any JSON code, first of all you need to do like this curly bracket, open curly bracket, and then you need to write value. Whatever example, if I want to write the any name, so I will write name, and we need to write like this, and then colon, and then what is the name, like F0 by 0 or fast ethernet 0 by 0, whatever you want to write, we will write like this. And then after that you need to put comma, and then again whatever next point you need to write. Example, I will write key as a description, then again we need to write colon, and then again in the inverted comma you need here you will write what is the status, what you need to write, and again you need to write the comma like this. And again you will do same thing, and at the last you will not write anything, means here you will not put the comma. So syntax is here, if you see, open curly brace, close curly brace, then we have the key and the value. This is key and the value separated by the colon, here also colon, here also colon, and here we put the comma. Same thing we done here. Here we did not put any comma because it is last step. Okay, so this is a JSON data type object. Now we will go for the JSON data type array. Array means in C language we learn array, it is a order list value, we can say order list value. Before, if you remember, in C language we are writing like this array, like this, and you are assigning the value 0 1 2 3. I hope you remember, if you study C language before, we are using like this. But anyhow, if you don't know also, so we are using that one in our JSON language. Let me show you that one. If you see here this one, so if you see JSON data type array, we can say it is a order list of value. They are surrounded by square bracket, and the value must be valid JSON data type, that is a string or number, object, array, boolean, or null. So same thing, when we are starting we will write open curly brace, and when we are finishing the code we will have close curly brace. This is a key, what we want to give the name, or what we want to give name, and then the colon, and then example I give this name as Albert, and here age a colon, then 35. Here I am writing comma, here also comma, and his brother name I am giving in the array. Array start with the bracket, square bracket, so I wrote square bracket here, and we can write here, if he has 3 brother, Joy, Ali, Roy, we can write whatever name like this. So this is a format of array. Array is starting with like this square bracket. So first of all, open curly brace, close curly brace. Here whatever you want to write, you can write name, and this like this, and the colon, and then whatever name you want to give. I wrote Albert or anything ABC, then comma if you have second line. Then if you want to write age, you will have like this, and the colon, and whatever age you want to write, this is a number, and the comma. And here I am writing brother, sister, whatever, if you want to give his brother name in the order, we can do like this, and then we can write colon, and then square bracket, and write the name A B C like this. Example like this I can do, and here I will not put comma because this is a last line. So this is a syntax for array. So I hope you understand this one. So now we will see the next one, JSON data type like this. I will explain. See here, string means we will write in this format, that is name, colon, and this one, and this we will do. And number, same thing we will have, we can write colon and the number, whatever. Example, generally we are using output error 3 or 404 page not found, like this. If you want to display, we can do like this. Okay, and boolean is like enable or disable. If I say enable false, means when we have false it is enable, and when we have true it is disable. And if you want to write null, you can write null, or maybe you can keep empty space depending upon which programming tools you are using, that one. Okay, so this is a JSON theory. So now we will see for the XML. Same like JSON, we have XML also. So XML, It is a standardized in 1998 and widely used across the internet. XML was designed to describe and transfer data. White space has no special meaning in XML, and XML how we will have key like this bracket type. In this we will write the value whatever we need to write, and then we need to close. If you see same thing we are doing in HTML also. We are writing header. If you remember, if you learn the PHP, we have like this header and close header, or if you remember we will use PHP like this. But anyhow, if you don't know also, you need to follow, this is a syntax, we need to follow like this syntax, okay, in the XML. So let's see what syntax we have here. If you see here, this is step, this is a library, we are including whatever version by default, whatever available, we will copy and paste. And here this one I am saying this is a node, and this is a starting one, and this is a closing, and we can write in, I wrote here example as a 2 and Raja, reminder, and the enjoy the body. This is XML coding. So if you see, the first line is the XML declaration, it is defined the XML version and the encoding used by ISO, this one. So we can say this is a declaration, we can just copy and paste or write this one. And the next line describe the root element of the document, like saying this document is a note, the one which I wrote here. And next 4 line, we can say these 4 lines describe the child element of the root, to, from, heading, body, and the final line is closing the note here, this one. If you see final line, we can say ending of the root element. Okay, so this is syntax. Actually we are learning the syntax, basic theory syntax. And then we have YAML, mostly used in the Python, Ansible, and in this language we are using mostly this one. When we start Python, we are going to see that one also. It is easy readable by human, and while spacing is important, anything at a common indication level is considered related at the same level. And when we want to start, we will write that 3 like this, 3 dashes means it is starting, and key value we can write. And then if we want to make any list, we will do like this and write the list. Okay, so let me show you the example of this one. Let me take if you see here, we have the example, like here I put the 2 dash, actually it should be 3 dash, we will write 3 here, 3 dashes we need to write here, 3 dash, this one example, this one, and then name, and the Giga Ethernet one, description, this link, this a boolean false or true. If you want to make any list, you will write like this, and the list whatever list or IP address you want to declare. So this is a syntax for that one. Okay, and if you go, we have API. This is a API. If you want to know what is API, first of all you need to know full form of API. API is nothing but application programming interface. What is the use of API? In simple way, we can say API is used to make the communication between machines. Like if you want to make the communication between 2 computer or 2 application, we will use API. Example, if you are using CLI, command line interface, to configure the router, it is not API because it is a human to machine interaction, not the machine to machine interaction. So API, in simple words, we can say machine to machine interaction is known as API. Or see here definition, an API is a way of computer program to communicate directly with another computer program. Or in other words, we can say it is a machine to machine communication. Okay, in other words, we can say it is a machine to machine communication, and in the simple words, we can say it is a machine to machine interaction, and it is typically used to perform the CRUD operation. Maybe you are saying what is CRUD? CRUD stands for, actually this is D. CRUD stands for create, read, update, delete. If you are doing any programming like in the SQL server, if you are doing in a SQL server, you know you will write insert, delete, create, like that we are using. Let me write here and show you. 1 minute. If you see here, let me draw here. We will have like create, Here we can write operation, and here SQL if you want to do in SQL server, and HTTP or HTTPS. So when you want to create, you will write insert in the SQL. Here you can write put, or you can do put or post. And when you want to read we can say retrieve. You will write here select. With the help of select only you can read. And here if you want to do, you can write get. And if you want to update or modify, what you can write here, you can write update, and here you can write put. And if you want to delete, you can write delete, that is destroy. Here in the SQL we can write delete. Here also we can write delete. So these are the what we can say CRUD. So you know CRUD stands for what? Okay. So now let's see the main point here. The main type of API for the web service can be run over the internet. Typically use HTTP, and we have two types here, that is HTTP are two types, that is one is SOAP and another is REST. So what is SOAP? SOAP stands for Simple Object Access Protocol. SOAP is a standard communication system that permits the processing using different operating system like Linux and Windows to make communication. Okay, and the transport is typically HTTP or HTTPS, and the data format is always in XML. As it is a protocol, it has to follow some set of rules. Because this is a protocol, so it need to be, because this SOAP is nothing but a protocol, so it is need to be follow set of rules and regulation. As we know, protocol is nothing but set of rules, so it need to be follow some rules. And now we will discuss what is REST. REST stands for representation state transfer. REST is a architecture, not a protocol. Whereas if you see, SOAP is a protocol, but REST is not a protocol. It is a guidelines. It is a architecture. It gives guideline for the structuring and organizing of an API. REST support any transport and data format like HTTPS transport and JSON, XML data format and commonly used. You need to remember this point actually. REST typically has fast performance and easy to work with the SOAP. So we can say SOAP is little not easy, but REST is fast as well as easy to work. And REST has common